Well, we'll try on the newer computer again. Hopefully this time it'll work. The video for May the 3rd, 2017 is entitled The Grandiose Chess Game. The cabalistic and demonic controllers play chess at a level keeping most humans totally in the dark. For generations, centuries, and even millennia, planet Earth has been run with fraudulent ulterior motives. Of course, many recognize that control is primary. The powers that have been want above all else to remain in control of the life experience of humanity. They have continually played one side against the other using the highly successful divide and conquer motif. As long as this motif remains effective, humanity will be a race of slaves. We will never be able to rise and become what I believe we were destined to be, which is spiritual adults. Until we can truly love one another without pretense, which ironically is how children love until we, are brainwashed by culture and society, we will remain slaves to lies and manipulation. I hope all that fraud is coming to an end, but it's hard to know for sure. As I keep saying, it's up to the Creator. Indeed, starting with talking about the computer, my friend Matthew helped me go back to earlier installations and basically overwrite the Windows program, which hopefully will take whatever the problem has been, which I believe might have been the inadvertent installation of some virus of some sort, and hopefully we will be able to get by that. I mean, I ran test videos and they seem to be recording, so this is the video being recorded. The Grandiose Chess Game is being recorded on my newer computer, which ironically hasn't worked for the past 4 in a row videos that I've recorded. I've had to go back to the older computer and do the recording. Anyway, folks, I keep getting reports, as many of you that are trying to stay abreast of what's going on in the world also get reports, I'm sure, but I keep getting reports on the one hand saying that, for example, the Trump and Hillary race was manipulated by the same powers that have been trying to rule the world and successfully ruling the world for such a long time. And this is just another step in their game of divide and conquer, of putting the conservatives against the liberals and creating gross and extreme partisanship so that there can be no cooperation and certainly not the ability to actually love one another and rise above the slavery that we've been held in for such a long time. All of our history, in fact, has been the history of human enslavement. However that started, whatever the origins of that slavery are, it is slavery. I mean, we do not make our decisions as adults based on any kind of loving reality, of divine reality. We base it on a demonic reality that has been superimposed on our awareness and consciousness so that we can be held enslaved rather than actually accountable to a higher power, which from my point of view is the actual Creator. And I still don't get why the actual Creator would have even allowed this, except perhaps experientially when we've gone through the process, we will be wiser and hopefully stronger than we would have been had we not experienced the dichotomy of uh, evil versus good. And because it's not good, it's not just good and evil. I believe we will always have free will choice. But having had the experience, the free will choice will be based on what we've experienced, not simply what we've been told. That's the key. Experience is the reality, even if it's based in what many people scientifically say is not real. It's just an illusion. Well, it's an illusion, albeit a persistent one, generation after generation, century after century, millennia after millennia, going back perhaps even thousands and tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of years. I don't know. But I do know that I, for one, am tired of this merry-go-round that goes around and around and around and ends up nowhere. I want to be able to live in a world where we can actually build each other up instead of tearing each other down. A world where we can truly, truly, again, from a childlike place, yet childlike, loving, but not childlike in our consciousness, if that makes any sense to you. I'm trying to make sense of it for myself. I'm trying to get beyond in my own thinking, in my own feeling, in my own life experience. I'm trying to get beyond the dichotomy and reach a place of unified love, a unified desire, not by ignoring, not by pretending it's not real and doesn't exist, not by excusing it or making excuses for it, not by evasion, but by tackling it head on and saying, this is the reality that I've had to deal with. This is the life experience that I've had to deal with. And I'm going to integrate the opposites. Isn't that something I've been saying for a long, long time? Integrate the opposites rather than separate them and pull them apart. Integrate them. Let the positive and negative do what they're supposed to do, and that is to create cohesion, not opposition. It's not about opposition. It's about unity consciousness. It's about, as I said, cohesion. They come together and they form a united whole. Can we form a united whole in a divided world? That's the challenge that we faced. And as I said in the blurb, without God doing it or divine intervention of some sort, the evil manipulation will continue ad infinitum, forever and ever and ever, just going around and around and around, going absolutely nowhere with no upliftment, no positive change, no resolution of the conflict and of the separation that is an apparent reality, but an actual lie. How can I get this message across? How can it become so real in my life that I become a transformer of people from the inside out? But it also has to affect the out. It's not just either or. It's not one or the other. It's both and. That's the whole thing that I've been trying to get across, and that I feel somebody, God, I suspect, has been trying to get across to me. I have to be able to rise to the point where I can recognize the evil and yet not hate it, not fight it, not even love it, but accept it for what it's doing. And the acceptance is a love. Anyway, I'm struggling to make sense, and many of us are. Let's hope that we finally get it. I want to get it, folks, and I hope you do too. Thank you for listening, and namaste.